I am wishing you a day filled with mindfulness, awareness and joy. So here I will be talking about the most important thing, how to come to the present moment, how to be present, how to be here and now. This is the most important part. So, this human machine has its own mechanisms. As such, the trees and other nature things have its own mechanisms. This human machine also has its own mechanisms, and it has its own attributes. It has its own qualities, phenomena. A mirage is happening in the nature. The wind is blowing in the nature. The clouds are floating in the sky. And lightning and thundering is happening in the nature. And raining occurs. So in this way, there are natural phenomena, natural mechanisms in the nature. In the same way, this human machine is a natural mechanism, natural bunch of mechanisms, a collection of natural phenomena. As a seed is planted in the soil, when the correct causes, water, minerals, air, sunlight, when they are there, a plant can come out. A plant is coming out. Nobody is doing. This is the most special thing we have to contemplate. The flowers are blooming. The fruits are coming out of trees, and they are dying too. And birds are flying, birds are eating them. Sometimes the tsunamis are coming. These corona situations are rising. These things all are natural mechanisms, natural phenomena. The rivers are flowing. The ocean is there. The waves are happening. Somebody doing them? No, this is a natural phenomena, the whole universe. We are part of that. We are part of that. So when we come to this human machine, it has its own mechanisms. Seeing is its own mechanism. Hearing is its own mechanism. Smelling, tasting and feeling bodily sensations are its own mechanisms. Please understand, nobody is doing them. Please understand, nobody is doing them. When we come to the human machine, breathing is happening. Heartbeat is happening. The stomach is moving due to the breathing. These are all natural mechanisms. Digestion is happening when the food is eaten. The urination is happening. Excreta is removing. Nobody is doing. They are natural mechanisms. But we think and we have named these things are done by me, done by us. We are naming these activities. We have to name this machine. That's why we use I, me, mine. We are us. They, them, and their. So we say we are eating. We are eating. Yes, those are, we call, due to causes. There are certain causes. And we have a special ability, this human machine has a special ability to move its hands. But trees cannot move, walk. This human machine has a special ability to walk. And it has very special qualities and attributes. It can laugh, it can cry, it can scream. Sounds are generating through the mouth. So many things. So we have to identify. We have to recognize. We have to clearly see this human machine has these qualities. But we don't want to call the ownership. We don't to take the ownership of these things. That is where the problems are arising, when the ownership is generated. Once we see this as a natural phenomena, so we can come out of suffering and other negative emotions and feelings. Being negative in energies are being built up. That is why we have to practice mindfulness and awareness. Through mindfulness and awareness, we can recognize the exact behavior and exact mechanism of this human machine. That is the purpose. To know the machine as it is, to know the reality of this machine, real nature of this human machine, this human gadget. As such, we see the real nature of trees and birds and other things in the universe. The behavior of the planets, behavior of the sun, behavior of the moon, the movements of the moon, the mechanisms of the sun and moon and the ocean and the sky and the cloud. So when we see clearly as they are the reality, the real mechanism of those things, so we can be apart from them, and we are looking at them with a distance. So in the same way, we have to look at ourselves with a distance. Look at our emotions with a distance. So look at breathing. Look at how breathing is happening. So that's why we say we are moving outside. We say that like a monkey mind, the mind is moving outside from these 5 faculties: eyes, ears, nose, mouth and the body. And like a kite, a child is flying a kite. So then it is outside moving. In the same way, our mind is moving outside. So first we have to come back to this human machine. Therefore we say, use the term I am here and now. I am here and now. Just know that why we call this gadget I, just to introduce itself. Otherwise we cannot talk about without names. For the sake of communication, we have to name it. That's why we call it I. Oh, and that's why it's been given a name. You have a name. And we call you. That is to name it for the sake of communication. So first come, I am here and now. And then come to the original mechanisms, I would say. seeing his original mechanism.